Today is the first session of current affairs, anthropology current affairs. So most useful for anthropology optional people. Mainly discussing about the December month current affairs. So index in this particular topic of current affairs, I am going to discuss about those important points which are in news with respect to tribes, which are in news with respect to evolution of man, which are in news with respect to archaeology. So these are the four current affairs which were very popular in December, that is new images of uncontacted indigenous people in the Peruvian Amazon released. So uncontacted, the indigenous, very local tribal population of Amazon region was being surfaced for the first time. Uncontacted people. Their photos were being taken by the Association of Indigenous People of Brazil, Peruvian, in this particular belt of South America. And the second topic is Arjun Munda. He is the Minister of Tribal Affairs. Plans Schedule 5 states meet on Forest Rights Act. So he want to have a meeting with respect to the Scheduled 5 areas of India. And he scheduled it and he conducted it. Rock art of ages, Indonesian cave paintings are 40,000 years ago. Prelims point of view also very important. 2019 prelims, there was a question on Denisovan. Similarly, there might be a question on prelims as well. So Indonesian cave paintings are of 40,000 years old, were been excavated, were been found. And the fourth current affair is Neolithic chewing gum helps recreate image of ancient Dane. So a chewing gum was been surfaced, were been found in a location. So with respect to that, what is this particular chewing gum, and they, with availability of DNA in the chewing gum, they had made the figure of the Neolithic woman. So these are the four topics, these are the four important topics which I am going to discuss. So this is the tribal population. If you see properly, this is the tribal population, indigenous people who were been uncounted, unconnected people who were been caught by the aeroplane picture, satellite picture. Because of it is unclear. These are the people who were been found in Amazon basin. New images of uncontacted indigenous people in the Peruvian Amazon released. In the Peruvian region, this particular population is present in the borders of Peru, Brazil, and some parts of Ecuador. New images of uncontacted indigenous community in the Peruvian Amazon have been released by the ORPIO. Important point, whoever is anthropology optional, ORPIO, the Organization of the Indigenous People in South America. There is one particular ORPIO, NGO, working for the development of indigenous people. That organization is called as ORPIO, the Organization of the Indigenous People of South America. The photographs show communal homes or malacos. This is the photo. If you see, this is the malacos. This is called as malacos, a house. This particular tribal population, they doesn't know the name. What is this particular tribal population called as? Because they have been uncontacted. Just we had a picture, just we had a vision of these people. And the houses, they named it as malacos. Malacos means the house of the indigenous uncontacted tribal population of Peruvian region, Amazon. The photographs show communal homes or malacos belonging to uncontacted indigenous people who live in the dense Amazon forest in the Loreto state, Peru, on the border with Ecuador. So mostly the uncontacted people, the indigenous people, are located in Venezuela region, Amazon region, Peru region, Ecuador region. So this particular population is present in the borders of Peru and Ecuador. One of the most important attempts to bring photography into the center of anthropology as an integrated methodology was by Margaret Mead and Ruth Benedict's 1936 project on the socialization of children in Bali. So Ruth Benedict and Margaret Mead, these are the famous culture personality school in anthropology discipline. Thinkers belongs to culture personality school. These people are the first people who emphasized on photography, which is called as visual anthropology. From this particular photo, we can tell that the same visual anthropology for the first time is brought into the discipline of anthropology by the Ruth Benedict and Margaret Mead. So it has been resurfaced. Now also we are having photographs, but because photographs are the proofs, photographs are the evidences for the indigenous population, of the rare indigenous population. So the Malacos are thought to be home to one of the many uncontacted indigenous peoples in the proposed Napo Tiger Reserve. So that particular region of Malacos, where the people are living in the Malacos, in the homes, communal homes, where in that particular locality is actually a Napo Tiger Reserve. So the photograph was been taken from a Napo Tiger Reserve, whereby the Malokas were being found, and from this particular evidences of the people, they came to conclusion that a new uncontacted indigenous people were found in this particular Peruvian region. The images were taken by field workers of the indigenous organization RPO during a rare overflight in November 2019. A rare overflight in November 2019, and the pictures were been out in 2019 December month. The majority of the world's uncontacted tribes live in Amazon rainforest. Yes, most of the tribal population, indigenous population of the world are present in Amazon river forest, rainforest. They are the most vulnerable peoples on the planet and a vital part of humankind's diversity. Their territories are some of the most biodiverse places on earth, and there is a refutable evidence that protecting them is the best barrier to deforestation. Unless their land is protected, they face catastrophe. Survival's uncontacted campaign, another your main point of view. How we can protect the indigenous tribal population, how we can protect the local population. There is one particular campaign which is very much active in South America, which is called a Survival's Uncontacted Campaign. Doing everything possible to secure their land so they can choose how they wish to live. So this particular organization, Survival's Uncontacted Campaign and RPO, these are the two organizations working for the indigenous people, mainly to protect them from land alienation, mainly protect them from displacement, mainly to have proper resettlement and rehabilitation. These are the two organizations. One organization is called as Survival's Uncontacted Campaign. This is one of the campaign of Survival International. Second is RPO, who is working for the development of indigenous population. Arjun Munda plans Schedule 5 states meet on Forest Rights Act. Arjun Munda plans Schedule 5 states meet on Forest Rights Act, FRA, Forest Rights Act. Forest Rights Act is a very important legislation. In the next video, we will be making on Forest Rights Act and Peace Act by the time. So Arjun Munda plans Schedule 5 states to meet on Forest Rights Act. So what are Schedule 5 states and what is this Forest Rights Act? I will be discussing now. In a brief way, in a detailed way, in the next video session, I will be doing that. For time being, what is the Schedule 5 states? Schedule 5 states are 10. Schedule 5 states are 10. Earlier it was 9. Now Andhra Pradesh is divided into Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Now Schedule 5 states are 10. Union Minister of Tribal Affairs Arjun Munda had asked the Chief Secretaries of all Scheduled 5 states, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan and Telangana to organize a one-day state-level conference and create awareness about the provisions of the Forest Rights Act 2006. So, Scheduled 5 areas, these are the Scheduled 5 states. That means the number of scheduled tribal population is more in this particular states. Hence, Arjun Munda, the minister, thought that there is a need to create awareness among these particular states, mainly with respect to the act called as Forest Rights Act. Why? Because the Forest Rights Act is a watershed for the development of the tribal population. So mainly creating awareness. So prelims point of view, what is important, which of the following state is not belongs to Scheduled 5 areas. Mains point of view, what are the provisions present in Scheduled 5 area, what are the provisions with respect to Forest Rights Act. Prelims point of view, GS1, and optional point of view, Anthropology, both very, very important. So this is the Scheduled 5 tribal population. The state governments are responsible for the effective implementation of this Act, Forest Rights Act. Who is responsible? The Forest Rights Act implementation responsibility will be the state government. Why? Because decentralization. The state governments are very near to the tribal population. The state governments are very near to the scheduled areas compared with the center. So it's the responsibility of the state to provide proper awareness. It's the responsibility of the state to provide proper empowerment of the scheduled tribes located in Scheduled 5 areas or scheduled tribes in particular. In order to achieve this objective, it is also necessary that the field functionaries involved in the implementation of the Act are fully aware of the provisions of the Act and the rules thereunder. Yes, the problem with Indian bureaucrats, the problem with Indian government employees is they themselves doesn't have the awareness of the law. So initially, the field workers should have awareness. The people who are enforcing, the people who are executing, those people should have awareness on the law. So first there is a need to create awareness on the grassroots level employees who are working in Scheduled 5 areas. This is a major motto of this meeting. The letter sent to the Chief Secretaries on November 20, 2019 by Deepak Kandekar, Secretary, Union Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So mainly to conduct awareness programs. To whom? Not to the tribal population, not to the Scheduled 5 areas. The people who are working, the government employees who are working, they doesn't have any awareness with respect to Forest Rights Act. First we need to train them, then these people will go and train the grassroots level. That means the real people. The letter added, for this purpose there is a need for intensive awareness generation programs to be conducted at all levels of implementation of the Act, especially involving the members of Grama Sabha. So after the government employee, the second step will be the members of the Grama Sabha in tribal hamlets, in tribal villages. The conference will include Panchayat Pramukh, Sarpanch, village headman under the Panchayat Extension Schedule Areas Act 1996, and the forest officers at the level of divisional forest officers, subdivisional officers and range officers. The minister would address the conference. So he will be addressing the conference, a video conference. In this way, there is a need to promote awareness with respect to Forest Rights Act in all the Schedule 5 states. Rock art of age. So this is the next topic. That means art on the rocks, the art on the caves. Indonesian cave paintings are 40,000 years old. Prelims point of view important this is. About 100 caves outside Maros, a town in the tropical forests of Sulawesi, Indonesia, were once lined with hand stencils and vibrant murals of abstract pigs and dwarf buffalo. So another bunch of evidences were been out. Another bunch of evidences were been found with respect to cave paintings, with respect to rock cut architecture. So this rock cut architecture, this cave paintings, when they have been dated, it showed the time period of 40,000 years ago. These caves were painted dates, and the findings suggest that the practice of lining cave walls with pictures of natural life was common 40,000 years ago. A study published today in Nature suggests that paintings in the Maros Pangkip, in prelims point of view, Maros Pangkip is in news regarding what? Regarding the paintings of Indonesia, prehistoric paintings, Maros Pangkip. Caves range from 17,400 to 39,900 years old, close to the age of similar art form found on the walls of caves in Europe. So similar to the cave art which is found in Europe, similar with the other cave art which is present in other parts of the world. That means Indonesia as well as Europe at the same time period. When we dated them, when we found the date of this particular cave art, we came to conclusion that the cave art in Europe and the cave art in Sulawesi are of same time period, by which what we can tell there is culture parallels. At the same time the culture evolved, at the same time the art forms evolved, hence this is an evidence for culture parallels. So this is the rock cut of ages Indonesian cave paintings of 40,000 years old, mainly Maros Pangkip, which is in news mainly with respect to Indonesian cave paintings. So this is the cave painting. If you observe properly, this is a cave painting, a buffalo. Patches of potentially older art in a red berry colored paint, probably a form of iron-rich archery that adorns cave chamber entrances, ceilings and deep, less accessible rooms. These are all the figures, these are all the paintings which have been available on the caves. Previous estimates put the Maros cave art at no more than 10,000 years old. Previously, at Maros only we got some evidences. How Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh is famous for cave art. Similarly, the Maros Pangkip is famous in Indonesia for cave art evidences. People didn't believe that cave paintings would last for that long in caves in a tropical environment. So the people were not that much strong in this tropical environment. How this particular cave art been saved, the figures were been clear. So there might be some technology which might that particular people who are living in the 40,000 years ago might using. This is the one thing with respect to the technology. Neolithic chewing gum helps recreate image of ancient Dane. Analysis of birch tar, a tar like thing which is used for bark of a tree, which will be used for a chewing gum, a time pass thing, a pastime thing, a process for a leisure thing. So analysis of birch tar describes a female hunter-gatherer with a dark skin and blue eyes because the DNA was available on the tar, on the chewing gum tar. At the dawn of the Neolithic era, a young woman discarded a lump of ancient chewing gum made from birch tar into a shallow brackish lagoon that drew fishes to the coast of southern Denmark. So at this particular location, there was availability of this chewing gum. So when they decoded it by modern technology, they found that the woman is like this, and this is the chewing gum. So when they found by the method of DNA technology, DNA recombinant technology, they found the woman is looking like this, and she is a lady who used this particular chewing gum. The strands of DNA preserved in the gum point to a hunter-gatherer from continental Europe, Denmark, who had dark skin, dark hair and blue eyes. She lived near the lagoon itself, protected from the open sea by shifting sand barriers about 5,600 years ago. According to the carbon dating of the birch tar, from the tar, So this tar, from this tar, when there is a method called as carbon dating method, when I use this carbon dating method, this particular tar showed me the time period of 5,600 years ago. Alongside her DNA, the researchers found genetic materials from duck and hazelnuts, presumed remnants of a recent meal, and at least 40 types of microbes were being found. So when this particular gum was being studied through DNA methods, genetical engineering, they found that what is the food they used to eat. Well, because everything will be present in the mouth. So through the tar, the particles which are present in the mouth were being entered into the gum, and the gum was being thrown somewhere, and when I found the gum, I got the elements which are there on the gum. So from this I decoded this particular point. From this, the scientists decoded this particular point. Alongside her DNA, the researchers found genetic material from duck. Why? Because she ate duck and hazelnuts, presumed remnants of a recent meal, and at least 40 types of microbes were being present in this particular remnant. So this is about the current affairs of December month. And very soon I will be making video on Forest Rights Act and Panchayati Raj extension to schedule areas. Then current affairs session 2. This is current affairs session 1, and the next will be the current affairs session 2. So please, this is my Gmail ID. This is the Telegram channel, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.